When you think of the Great Depression, you probably picture breadlines, shuttered factories, and families struggling to survive. It was the darkest economic chapter in American history, a time when fortunes vanished overnight and hope seemed in short supply. But what if I told you that, hidden beneath the headlines of despair, a select group of people quietly became millionaires? Their stories aren't taught in school, and their names rarely make the history books. Yet these hidden millionaires cracked the code of crisis, and their secrets still matter today. The stock market crash of 1929 wiped out billions in wealth and sent shockwaves through every corner of the country. Banks failed, businesses closed, and unemployment soared to 25%. For most, it was a time of fear and scarcity. But for a few, it was a time of opportunity. These were not the robber barons or Wall Street titans you might expect. Many were ordinary people with extraordinary vision, discipline, and a willingness to act when others froze. Take the story of Floyd Odlum. Before the crash, Odlum was a lawyer with a modest investment firm. But he saw the warning signs: soaring stock prices, easy credit, and a sense that the good times would never end. Instead of chasing the boom, he sold his holdings and built up cash. When the market collapsed, Odlum went shopping. He bought distressed companies, snapped up assets at pennies on the dollar, and emerged from the Depression as one of the richest men in America. His secret? Patience, preparation, and the courage to go against the crowd. Contrast this with the fate of those who clung to hope as the market fell. Many lost everything, unable to accept that the rules had changed. The hidden millionaires understood that crisis is a test, not just of resources, but of mindset. They saw value where others saw only risk. They invested in essentials utilities, food, and transportation, while others chased fads. They diversified, stayed liquid, and waited for the right moment to strike. Another untold story is that of women like Hetty Green, known as the Witch of Wall Street. Though she built her fortune before the Depression, her strategies became a blueprint for survival. Green was famously frugal, avoided debt, and always kept cash on hand. When panic hit, she was ready to buy. Her example inspired a generation of women investors who quietly prospered while others struggled. Real estate was another path to hidden wealth. As property values collapsed, savvy investors bought land, buildings, and farms at bargain prices. They rented to those who couldn't afford to buy and waited patiently for the recovery. When the economy rebounded, their assets soared in value. The lesson? In every downturn, there are assets that become undervalued, not just stocks, but real estate, businesses, and even art. But the hidden millionaires didn't just rely on luck or timing. They built networks, shared information, and learned from each other. Many were immigrants or outsiders who saw America with fresh eyes. They understood the power of community, collaboration, and resilience. They didn't flaunt their wealth. In fact, many kept a low profile, wary of envy and resentment in hard times. So what can we learn from these forgotten success stories? First, that crisis creates opportunity, but only for those who are prepared. The hidden millionaires saved when others spent, stayed calm when others panicked, and acted when others hesitated. They understood that wealth is built in the downturns, not the booms. Second, they remind us that the crowd is often wrong. The best opportunities are rarely obvious. They require patience, discipline, and the willingness to be different. The hidden millionaires didn't follow the herd, they led by example. Third, they show the power of adaptability. The world changed overnight, and those who survived were the ones who could pivot, learn, and seize new opportunities. They didn't cling to the past, they built the future. Finally, their stories are a reminder that wealth isn't just about money. It's about mindset, values, and the ability to see beyond the headlines. The hidden millionaires of the Great Depression weren't just lucky. They were smart, strategic, and unafraid to act when it mattered most. As you face your own financial challenges, remember their example. Save when you can, invest with care, and don't be afraid to go against the grain. The next crisis may look different, but the principles of resilience, patience, and courage never go out of style. If you found this story eye-opening or learned something new, don't forget to like this video. Share it with someone who needs a dose of inspiration, and subscribe to the channel for more untold stories from the world of money and history. Your support helps us bring you the lessons and strategies that can make a real difference in your financial journey. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. And let us know in the comments what you think is the most important lesson from the hidden millionaires of the Great Depression. Thanks for watching, and remember, opportunity is often hiding where you least expect it.